Welcome back to Farming Simulator 2019 with the Rude Man. We're back on Simon Family Farms, and in the last episode we finished all of the seeding. So we're still in mid-spring. I want to go out and do a little bit of haying. So let me find my mower, and we're waiting for crops to grow. But in the meantime, we'll get a little bit of hay off. Is anybody in there? Nobody's in there. I'll take over. I'll run it. I'm not opposed to working the farm. All right, we'll just kind of go over this willy-nilly. Oh, I forgot to stay out of the field. I don't know what that does to the field, whether that actually pulls the seeds up. I shouldn't do it. It changes the color of the soil, so it must be doing something. So I'll try to keep off that. It's a beautiful day to farm. Now I'm going to have to lease some equipment on harvest because I did sugar beets and I do not have a harvester, so that reminds me, I need to check my mod list and see if I even put a harvester in. I might not have. When I started this farm, I put a minimum amount of mods in. Can't really see where the grass is on this little section, so I'm just kind of going around. Round and around and around she goes. Where she stops, nobody knows. I don't know. I'm going to clean this up because I don't want to have to come all the way back just for this. So we'll just kind of clean that up there. There's a lot of little grassy areas around this farm, but there's not much grass on them really. This one, you get a little bit of grass in this area. And then the other section just in front of me there is a pretty decent bit of grass. But other than that, there's really not much. The lower section there has a little bit, but not much to speak of. That's another saying. You might wonder where it came from. But it's not much to speak of. Well, in other words, it's of such little consequence, there's no point in even talking about it. Basically, that's what that means. Well, nothing to speak of. Not worth my time, in other words. So inconsequential. You know what I should be doing? What time is it here? 16:49. So it's almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon. Let me kick the time up just a hair. And we'll work this into nighttime. It won't take me long to finish these little pieces of grass here. Interestingly enough, I've actually got a substantial amount of grass off of this little bit of area over the time I've been playing this map. And it's almost October. I was looking for another map. I don't know. I've already got Lincoln that I'm live streaming, Lincoln Creek. I don't know if I should start another map before the new game comes out. New game comes out in November. So a little over a month and a half maybe from now. Well, the whole month of, let's see, about 2 months. I can't remember when the new game comes out. Maybe November 11th, I believe. I could be wrong. I know it's in November. I'm thinking November 11th. So that 11, that's almost 2 weeks there. That's, because, 2 weeks would be 14 days. That's 11 days. It's just, rounded up to 2 weeks there. We've got maybe 2 weeks left of this month. So there's a month. And then the month of October. So it's less than 2 months, but let's just say 2 months. If you're counting time down into hours, then you're just too big a fanboy. Get over it. So it's just a game. There's a little bit of grass down in the D section, what I call the lower 40, but it's not much, just a pass or two, and that's about it. Okay, it's a little after 5 o'clock in the afternoon. We still have plenty of time to pick that grass up and then go into evening. Yeah, see, there's... Uh-oh, I just took a sign down. Oh, no. There's a little patch there. I don't know if I can get it without getting into the field. Well, let's try it. Kind of stay out of it. Oh, wait a minute. Is it not? It's not. Okay, I remember this. Yeah, you can't. You don't own that, so you can't mow it. I forgot about that. And this patch right up here, that'd be a perfect patch of grass that's on your property here. You can't mow it either, for some reason. It's just for looks. Okay, I can't remember whether this one mows or not. Let's find out. It does. All right. So we can do this little patch. Color within the lines. There's now one of those little patches that nothing grows on. Get dizzy in here, all these curves. When you look at this, there really isn't a lot of farmland down here. Little bitty patches. That's why it's easier just to work it as one big field. Can you imagine having a different crop on every one of these little patches of ground? I mean, that might be kind of cool, but it'd be a pain in the butt. Yeah, I don't think I can get that skinny little patch there. I don't want to mow the ground, so let's just run up and get that little patch right there, and then we'll call that quits. Alright, home again, jiggity jig. Let's put this thing up. We'll head home. I should probably get off the field. Stay on the margin. Well. Boy, that was a lot of work, but we finally got all the withered crops plowed under. Everything's been cultivated and seeded. It's just a matter of time and weather now. Alrighty. Now, let's see. I need to grab... Well, let's take this piece of equipment and let's wash it up. I want to use this tractor because I want to make quick work of it, and I don't want to grab the John Deere, which is available, hook it on there, and then bitch about how slow it is and how much trouble it's having pulling the trailer. So I think I'm going to trade that John Deere in for another one of these Fendt. If I had a problem with the with the Fendt, it would be that there's not enough options. I would have liked to be able to put wide tires, narrow tires, that kind of thing on. Maybe duals or triples. Oh no. Oh shoot, what did I just do? Come on, John Deere, get out of the way. You didn't see me do that. Don't tell the insurance agent. They get mad at me as it is. Right, it's starting to get dark. It's almost 6 o'clock in the evening. Let me get that. Yeah, well. Alright, got it. Thank God I don't have to bale it all. A lot of people are into the baling. I mean, in real life, I used to love bale. That was one of my favorite things, was baling hay. Well, that's what we had. We had pasture hay. We'd put alfalfa mixed with grass and make hay. And if we didn't use it ourselves, we'd sell it. But I used to like to do that. It's like one of my first real jobs. We picked fruit when I was really young, but I didn't consider that a job. That was like torture. But let's see if I can get that little bit of grass picked up. One of my first jobs was a guy hired me to, he had a lot of hay property, and he baled hay and sold it to ranchers around the area. And my first job was working for him. One of my first jobs was working for him, bucking hay. Earlier, I did have an actual job. It was in the orchards. I wasn't picking, though. I wasn't much of a fruit picker. To be honest with you, I'd eat more fruit than I picked, and then I'd get sick and couldn't carry on. Anyway, the guy that owned the orchards saved my ass from my stepmother, who used to just beat the holy hell out of me because I wouldn't pick like she wanted me to. And he saved me. He came over and said, "Look, if you don't mind, I got a job for this young lad. And so he doesn't have to pick fruit. I'll pay him to be my swamper." Well, what's a swamper, you say? Well, back in the day, take cherries, for example. You put a harness on you that hooked to a bucket, a stainless steel bucket, and you pick the cherries into the bucket, and then you would drop the full bucket on the ground, and you'd grab an empty bucket and you'd fill it, and pretty soon you'd have 20 buckets sitting around your trees. And the swamper would come around and would count out 20 tickets, like movie tickets. He would count out 20 tickets, one for each bucket that you picked, and that's how you got paid. And then at the end of the week, you'd grab all your tickets. They would give you so much per bucket, whatever the going rate was, and off you'd go. Well, I was the swamper. He made me the swamper. So he gave me a tractor and a small trailer, and I would run up and down the rows of the orchard trees, and I would pay them for their buckets of cherries, and then I would take their buckets of cherries and gently pour them into a wooden bin. When the wooden bin was full, the forklift driver would come over, take it off my trailer, put it on a truck, and when the truck was full, they'd take it to the cannery or wherever the cherries were going. Most of the time it went to a warehouse where they were processed and whatever it was they did with them. But that actually was one of my first jobs. And it was fun enough. I mean, I got to drive a tractor. You know, he was this 10, 11-year-old kid driving a tractor. A lot of fun for me. Handing out tickets. I did have an earlier job than that. I did have a paper route. I actually had 2 paper routes. I took over a paper route from a kid that didn't want to do it anymore, and about the time I started, it was like the first week, I barely got my routine down for my route when another kid quit, and they came over and said, look, those 2 routes are real close together. And actually, the 2 routes were, at one point, was one route, but it was very big, and so they split it up into 2 routes. So it was a continuation of my route. And they said, look, we can either hire another guy, or if you want, you can take both routes. And so that's what I did. And, so that was an early on job. I was very young. It was really hard, honest, though, because you were your own boss. You had to collect your own debts. So, and people didn't want to pay. Sons of bitches. I had a hell of a time. That one guy used to sick his damn dog on me when I'd come around and try to collect for the paper. He wouldn't answer the door, and then from the back door, I could hear the dog running. And I thought, oh, Jesus, and I'd jump on my bike and barely get away. Son of a bitch. When he did come to the door, he was half naked with a bottle of beer in his hand. Most of the time, he wouldn't pay. And, of course, you're just a kid. If they don't pay, it comes out of your pay. So you don't get paid. And, the kids had to collect their own debts. That was your job. Hated that part. So I'd pick like one day out of the week, deliver my papers, and I would then take one day of the week where I'd just ride my route and stop at every... I had a book, and it was a book that had receipts in it, and there was a stub on the end. You'd tear the stub off, and you'd give it to them, showing that they paid, and you just collect, and I'd just stop at every drop and in the evenings after school, and I'd start collecting until I got all the money I was going to get. Go home and change my pants from the dog chewing them up. Most people were pretty good. Even if they couldn't pay, they didn't try to cheat me out of it. They would just say, look, I don't get paid till Friday. Can you come back? Sure, no problem. I can do that. But then there's guys like the one I told you about. I was pretty lucky. I only had about 3 or 4 people like that. The rest of them were all pretty good. They'd pay me either right up front, or they would ask me to come back on a certain day. I think I got all the grass I'm going to get. Looks like it's just about right. Looks like the same amount I have in there. In the trailer, I've got 274,000. Let me see what I've got in storage. $253, so I'm guessing it's probably one cutting. All right, we're going to store it up. Is it about done yet? I need to speed that up. I said that in the last one of the later episodes, I think, that I need to mod this thing. I had it modded to hold more. So there's actually two options on this trailer. You can get the smaller option, or you can put the extension on. And I modded the smaller option, and I didn't change the dumping speed when I put the extension on. The extension holds a hell of a lot more, and so I should have sped the emptying process up a little bit. I need to do that. And I've got silage I can pick up. Let's grab the white truck. There's the white truck. Isn't there nobody in it? There's probably nobody in it. Let's grab Rose here and get the white truck. Run over the neighbor's field here. Put the pig food away and we'll grab that silage and sell it. I don't have any, well, I don't think I have a need in it for the animals. Put the pig food away. I think this is jumbo, but I'm not sure. If this is jumbo, it holds a hell of a lot. So it should be able to hold everything that's in this. All right, we'll let that fill up. And then I think I'm going to sell it. If I need silage, I can make it quick enough. This might take a while. So, let's see. What else? Anything else I have to do before I start going crazy with time? Well, this is me. Let me get out of this and back up here so I can see. I got to think. Let me think. I think in one of the last episodes, in between waiting for something, I emptied out the poo. So the poo, you can see the poo's been picked up. There's not much there. And I don't think there's anything else I need to do until such time as I can harvest. I'm afraid to look at the weather. Should I look at the weather? I'm scared to. I'm scared to look at the weather. Well, it doesn't look too bad. I don't see a lot of rain. We might be okay this time. So With that good news, I'm going to go ahead and call it an episode here. I hope you had fun, and I hope to see you in the next episode. In the meantime, take care of yourselves and take care of your families, and I will see you hopefully in the next episode. Ta-ta for now.